Some owners, when they buy a team, act totally different than they did when they were running their business to get rich when they started. And they all of a sudden start becoming totally egomaniacal and totally I'm never wrong. Jimmy Haslam is one of the great examples of that as the owner of the Cleveland Browns. There's a major issue going on in Cleveland, and I'm here for it. I love it. I want Deshaun Watson to never win a game. I want Jimmy Haslam to suffer under the 230 million pounds of shit that could fall upon him for what he did by signing Watson. And now it turns out Watson stinks.
It's the worst contract in sports. It's an anchor unlike anything in that sport. They have a problem at quarterback, and the problem is their quarterback and the percentage of money they're paying him when that quarterback can no longer play.
Makes me so happy. Owners do get involved. I was thinking about the coach of the Browns who came out and said we're keeping Watson playing. He doesn't make that decision. The owner obviously is calling him and saying, Stefanski, hey, keep playing Watson. Keep playing him. We're doing that. So Stefanski comes out and says, hey, we're sticking with Watson.
Once you bench him, you've lost him, and you have to eat all of it once you bench him. Once you put in Jameis Winston, like that is a short-term measure that becomes a forever solution, because once you've benched Watson, you don't go back to him.
Did you feel that about Bryce Young?
Yeah, I think
they went back to him yesterday a bit.
They're two different things, though. I think Bryce Young is finished in Carolina, and I don't actually think he's ever been good in the pros. But this particular thing where they have rallied around him as an organization and done something to protect him when he didn't deserve protection in self-interest, they have a calamity. It's an unsolvable calamity. Like, what would you do? Would you just bench him?
No. As a president and owner, no. I don't want to be that wrong.
Oh, really?
See,
this is what I say, though, about risking unpopularity when you're a real leader. It surprises me to hear you say that. One of the most amazing things that I have seen happen in that sport is with the Rams when McVay, they gave Goff a big contract, and then a year later they said, never mind, we want Stafford. I thought that showed enormous confidence and almost could have only come from someone in his early 30s who had a great deal of success, because most, quiet as it's kept, these men in the leadership business who are always preaching toughness, they tend to do the things that get them the least criticism.
Well, this is getting the Browns the most criticism by continuing to play Watson. I think it's happening the opposite way. They're playing him when they shouldn't be. But I know how owners think. They think this way with players who they've signed. And Deshaun Watson, I don't think there's another signing in football that was as controversial as this.
No.
Maybe ever. There have been a bunch of baseball signings.
They gave him so much guaranteed money. So much guaranteed money.
230. Guaranteed at signing.
They wrecked their architecture by doing that. But none of us could have seen at the time. People were competing for his services. None of us could have seen at the time that he would short circuit in a way that would make him bad at playing quarterback. Not average, not mediocre, not serviceable, not game manager, bad.
Is there a way that can you fix a mistake? I don't know if you do this with your show. Do you keep compounding something that's bad? That's what I try not to do on Nothing Personal, or when I'm running a team or a business. If you see something is going down the wrong path, the ability to change course, and I can do it in business, but when it comes to a micro issue, and Deshaun Watson in the scheme of the Cleveland Browns, that's really a micro issue. Do we play him another game or not? It's very hard to discern when you have to change paths.
I don't think I'm a good leader. I don't have a skill set over time that has worked that skill. I've always been a bit of a solo person, and so I'm not a good person to ask that question. You have a body of work of making decisive decisions. You are you are somebody who's made a ton of decisions for a long time that affect a lot of people.
The only thing I will never do is the Animal House scene. I will never lead people into the wall, lead the band into the wall. That may be a reference that no one knows.
No one knows, but just imagine a marching band just marching into a corner, and that's what our entire show is. And what is my solution? Hire more people to march into the corner.
Behind
like it's not fix people, it's not change people, it's not lead better. It's just pay more people to march into the marching band into the corner.